From a woman falling in love with a fairground ride, to a man claiming that he has had over 1,000 sexual partners, but only one of them was actually human. We take a look through 10 people who were once in love with inanimate objects. Number 10. Amanda Whittaker, in love with the Statue of Liberty. Amanda was a 27-year-old shop assistant from Leeds and head over heels in love with the iconic Statue of Liberty. She first fell in love when she saw a picture of it online. In her home, she has a shrine to the famous landmark. "She is my long-distance lover," says Amanda. "I am blown away by how stunning she is." She affectionately refers to the statue as Libby, and although she would like to be married to it, she says she's holding herself back in consideration of the many others who might be in love with it too. Amanda, who also confesses to have been in a passionate love affair with a drum when she was younger, now only has eyes for the Statue of Liberty. Number 9. Amy Wolf, in love with a fairground ride. Amy Wolf Weber is a church organist in Pennsylvania and is married to an 80-foot magic carpet-themed ride called the 1001 Knocks, featured in Noble's amusement park. She even changed her surname to Weber after the manufacturer of the ride. She's been attracted to the fairground ride since the age of 13, explaining, "I was instantly attracted to him sexually and mentally. I wasn't freaked out, it just felt so natural, but I didn't tell anyone about it because I knew it wasn't normal." She also sleeps with a picture of the ride on her ceiling and carries its spare nuts and bolts around with her. You might be asking how she feels about other people riding her husband. Well, she claims that they share a physical and spiritual relationship, and she does not get jealous when others get involved. Number 8. Aja Rita Berliner Mauer, in love with the Berlin Wall. Aja Rita Berliner Mauer Wall is also an objectum sexual. She describes the condition as an orientation, similar to hetero or homosexuality. "We see things as living beings," says Aja. "That's a must, otherwise you cannot fall in love with an object." And it's not just the Berlin Wall that does it for her. She loves all kinds of constructions with parallel lines. Fences, bridges, gates, even a guillotine. Berliner says that when she was a child, she thought that all people looked at objects like she did. As a teenager, she quickly realized that this was not the case. She was just 7 years old when she saw the completed Berlin Wall on TV, and it was love at first sight. And by the summer of 1979, she was married to it. Of course, the bond is more spiritual than legal. Number 7. Lee Jin-gyu, in love with a DAKIMAKURA. South Korean Lee Jin-gyu fell in love with his body pillow of his favorite animated heroine, Fate Testarossa, from the animated TV series Magic Girl Lyrical Nenhoa. The two were dating for 6 years before Jin-gyu took her to Japan to get married, where Fate the Pillow even donned her own wedding dress. Jin-gyu later confessed that the wedding was a publicity stunt, although marriage isn't completely out of the question, and stated that, "My love for Fate is unchangeable, but I will take more time to think about our marriage." His friends have said the couple often go out together to parks and fairgrounds, and the pillow gets its own seat when they dine together. Number 6. DANECAT, in love with dolls. DANECAT lives with his wife and mistress, Sidori Kuroneko and Elena Vostrakova, respectively. However, they're both dolls, covered in artificial skin made of silicone. They even have fake tongues. While they're technically love dolls manufactured for sex, DANECAT, a nickname he prefers to go by, sees the dolls not just as sexy things, but as life partners. Even before he knew about the dolls, he'd already identified himself as a technosexual, someone who's attracted to robots. He's also been featured in My Strange Addiction in an episode named Guys and Dolls. Number 5. Sal9000, in love with a video game character. 27-year-old otaku, a term that roughly translates as obsessive or nerd, who goes by the username Sal9000. He married character Nin Anagasaki from the Nintendo DS virtual dating video game Love Plus. At his wedding, which he streamed live on the internet, Sal9000 wore a white tux and brought his portable video game console featuring Nin. Number 4. Edward Smith, in love with Vanilla the car. Edward Smith, 63, claims he's a mechaphile, a term that describes someone who is sexually attracted to trains, planes, or automobiles. Over the past 48 years, Smith claims that he has had over 1,000 sexual partners, but only one of them was actually human. He describes one of his most exciting sexual encounters as being with the helicopter that was used in the TV series Airwolf. Smith claims that he is not alone in his unusual sexual attraction, and states that there are at least 500 other men who are in relationships with cars. Smith has more recently calmed down his sexual appetites, and is now in a committed relationship with a VW Beetle, named Vanilla. Number 3. Joshim A. In love with a steam locomotive. 41-year-old Joshim A. realized that he had an unusual sexual attraction when he was just 12 years old. His first relationship was with a Hammond organ, in which he shared an emotionally and physically very complex and deep relationship. His current partner is now a steam locomotive. Number 2. REIGHNER Delaney. In love with a statue. REIGHNER Delaney is yet another woman in a relationship with a statue. This time, though, a 3-foot depiction of the Greek god Adonis. She first bought the statue for £395 and named it Hans, since the hit song Slow Hand by the Pointer Sisters was playing in the cab when she brought him home. She now spends hours each day with it. However, she confesses she could never marry Hans, as she couldn't possibly stay faithful. Number 1. Erika Latour Eiffel. In love with the Eiffel Tower. You may have heard this one before, but Erika Latour Eiffel, 37, has been infatuated with objects in the past. Her first love was Lance, a bow that assisted her with becoming a world-class archer. She is attached to the Berlin Wall and claims to have a physical association with a chunk of wall that she keeps in her room. Be that as it may, it's the Eiffel Tower she has promised to love. She has even changed her name legitimately to mirror the bond. What about you? Are you in love with anything weird? Not me, just people.